Hey everybody, this is Chris Nilan.
This is Tim Stapleton.
And you're listening to Missin Curfew.
Welcome back to a fresh episode of Missin Curfew Up Dog.
Monday edition. What up, fella?
Monday, baby. We had our first Monday.
We like our Monday.
Shout out to our boy Maxie.
Maxie.
Maxie came up with the idea. He said the Mondays have been so far so good. So I like it. I mean, it was nice to wake up
Who likes
Monday
Mondays?
morning and see the nice interview of Andy Sutton. It made my Monday better.
Yeah, absolutely. Great interview.
It was great.
Yeah, Sutsy, baby.
When he said
Sitton's the new cancer.
When he said Sitton's the new cancer, and then when he said I love Sutsy. He said something about listen, this is our bread and butter right here. Yeah. I asked him what's the barrel? This is our bread and butter right here. So thanks again to Sutsy. We got a great guest this weekend, or this Monday, sorry. Raw Knuckles podcast. My former teammate for a little bit, Tim Stapleton in Portland, Maine.
Kid.
Great
I like
kid.
him. I call him a kid just because he's a little younger than me, but
He's older than us.
There's no chance.
Buddy, and the only reason I know that is because
he's got a baby face on him.
He's 40.
Wow.
When he got called up to Portland, I thought he was like 20.
Fuck, that's good. It's good genes.
Good skin.
Must be that Indiana kind of like lifestyle. Okay? A lot of good water out there. Probably good meat.
Do you think they got good skin products in Indiana?
I don't know. But he's looking good.
I don't know if they got the Keel shop, whatever.
And then, by the way, Nilan, he's fucking hilarious.
This guy's great.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah. Chris Knuckles, you're the man. We appreciate you coming on. Great interview.
Great guys.
Good podcast they got. Listen to Grapes. I listened to Grapes episode. They got some great guests. So
Raw Knuckles coming at you. Welcome back to Missin Curfew. Up dog. Couple guys here that play the game a different way.
A couple of guys
that play the game a different way.
Kind of like me and you.
Yeah, I guess so. I wasn't nearly as tough as this guy, and maybe you're a little more skilled than the other guy. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to ask him. But from the Raw Knuckles podcast, Chris Knuckles Nilan, who's a legend, and my former teammate Tim Stapleton. What's up, fellas?
Happening.
Thanks for having us.
First and foremost, how did you boys get to know each other? Obviously, a couple legends in your own right, but how did this podcast come together?
Go ahead, Knucks.
Well, listen, I moved back here in Montreal 2011. I had an opportunity. I just got sober, and I had some issues with the painkillers and the alcohol, and changed my life around. I had an opportunity in radio up here for TSN. I came back and I was here about a year and a half before I got the job and started working in that job. I sucked at it really bad at the beginning. It was fucking nerve-wracking. Let me tell you, my girlfriend she said, I've fucking never seen you so nervous in your life. I've never seen this. And it was the night before the first show. And see, everything's time sensitive there. So you're up against the clock. You got to fucking know what you're talking about. Then you got to hook the next segment. It's a lot, especially if no one ever coached you on it. I went in there fucking with no clothes on, and it was difficult. But anyway, I had a lot of help. Guys helped me a lot. I became a very good listener. I did that for about 10 years, and I was enjoying it. A lot of Habs-centric stuff, but we covered the league. We did NFL, a lot of stuff, baseball, and then CFL, but CFL sucks. I hate fucking CFL, fucking schoolyard football. And and then I was doing my show from home during the pandemic, and it was great. And then all of a sudden I got a letter from the big boss at Bell Media saying we're expecting everybody to be vaccinated by February 1st. And then my boss called me and said, are you going to get vaccinated? I said, no, I'm not. I'm applying for a medical exemption. I applied for one through Dr. Mulder, the Canadians doctor. He's been the Canadians doctor since fucking Rocket Rashad was there. And I applied, they denied me, and they fired me February 1st last year. So I had met Tim, and I started thinking about doing a podcast. I heard you guys talking, Chicklets, obviously. They run the show. They're good. They're awesome, actually. And I know it's going to be tough to build one up where you can, and I didn't want to be like them. I want to be different, be myself, Tim be himself, and hopefully get something that people listen to. And I think we're doing not too bad, but I don't know if we've kind of topped out or not. Anyway, Tim,
Topped
Talk to
out?
me.
Tough. You're just getting going. You're just getting going.
I thought we were, yeah. Do you guys listen to yourself when you, after recording?
I do.
I
listen.
can't. I can't. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
He
like,
hates
my
himself.
No,
I hate my voice. I hear my voice. I'm like, well, I gotta call like my therapist. And be like, you know how I fucking sound?
no, Stapes, it's really hard, man. I hate it too. I listen to me and Uppy's rundowns. I don't so much listen to the guest stuff because I think I suck at interviewing people, but I listen to our rundown. I hate my voice, but it's for the timing purposes, right? Like I've learned a lot of like, where to slow down and where to jump in there and stuff like that. So I do listen to it, but I'm like you fella, like everyone hates the sound of their own voice.
Yeah. And a lot like you guys, Obie fucking runs this ship and like comes here prepared. He's got his shows on NHL Network.
We both do.
He hits me up.
I watch more hockey than
he'll be like, fuck, buddy. Our rundown there when you started going off on that stupid like tangent, it was awesome. Right. So he like, it's good to have one guy that listens. Cause I'm the same way as you, Stapes. I'm like, fuck, man, that was a rough go. I had no idea what we were talking about. I haven't watched a hockey game in 2 days. What the fuck's going on? Right? And then, and then you get in a couple chirps and you feel like you're starting to flow. And that's what the podcast is. That's what the guys like. Right. So, a lot like you guys, we did this wanting to be ourselves. Chicklets, they are the best. Stapes, you did a hell of a job when you went on there. And you kicked their ass in the sandbagger. We're still looking to get a sandbagger with those boys. But anyway, no, a lot like you guys, it was just us post hockey going, fuck, let's shoot the shit. Let's talk to some guys. And then Stapes, I guess, how'd you get into this?
My boss here just told me to fucking do it.
Your boss.
When Knucks tells you to do something, you do it. No, it just kind of came across. I met Knucks post career. I kind of, was making a few changes in myself and got to meet Knucks. And then he had that whole situation happen. He brought, he just kind of presented it to me. And I honestly, I just kind of showed up the first day. And like you said, I'm just kind of figuring it out. But he's the one that kind of does this. He's like the Obie for sure. He's got everything organized, the stats. And I'm like, fuck. Is Pecorini still playing? I don't even know. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, Knucks, we should gas these two guys and do our own podcast.
Really?
But,
We'll just hit the link, Stapes.
Knucks, me and you, buddy. Let's take this ship over.
All right, let's do it. You guys, I heard you were talking. You need a fucking Boston guy since you lost Hazy.
I know, fuck. You know what, Knuckles? It's. I miss Hazy this time of year more and more each year. Like when I start watching hockey and losing bets like I have been. No one lost a bet more than fucking Hazy. And I mean, this time of year is tough, but I
grew up with his dad, right?
His dad's a beauty.
Kevin, the father. Yeah. And good guys. And hell of a tribute you guys did. I saw that episode. It was awesome. So emotional, right?
Knuckles, I'll tell you what, you hear a lot about Boston, right? About how, like, when the Boston Marathon happened, the city rallied around, just like how much pride people have in Boston. Like going to that funeral, it was one of the hardest things we ever had to do. Anyone had to do that went. Right. But like to see the city rally around it and the cops and all the kids, and you really got a feeling for, how you Boston people really love and protect your city and the people that are from it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, having grown up there and then, certainly seen it from all different sides. The street side and fucking hockey and just everything. It's a great city. I love it there. I miss it. I miss home. But, I got to, try and make ends meet here, with work. I was doing decent with the radio and doing stuff outside, making a few bucks. But, it was difficult once pandemic came and then I lost my job to start again. At my age, I'm fucking 64 years old. I'm starting again. I'm a fucking rookie. And I should be kicking my fucking feet up, but I'm not.
Yeah, Knuckles, I don't know if first time I met you, I was actually playing in Florida with this beauty, and we just beat the Habs in a shootout. Thank fuck we beat them because Dale Tallow found out how much me and Uppy were out the 2 nights before. So we win the shootout thinking that we got off, But anyway, so Dale just ripped us, and I came out, and you're standing in the lobby. So I came over and talked to you, and then this beauty came out, and we ended up going over. But that was the first time I got to talk to you. I don't know if I remember it, but I was always a big idol of yours. One of my favorite things, I was a huge Don Cherry fan, obviously, right? And we used to go over the Rock'em Sock'em things ever. One of my favorite lines ever is you just got in a fight, you're leaning over the fucking boards, and your knuckles are as blacked up as ever. See it. Grape goes, look at Knuckles now, and you don't get knuckles like that from playing the piano, folks.
Yeah, I remember that. That was in Boston. That was the night fucking Gordy Kluzak. Like Gordy, he hurt his knee. And when he hurt his knee, he went back to Salem State College. And he studied while he was recuperating. And he got back in the lineup, and he had a big knee injury. And he started running around. So we lined up in the face-off, and I said, hey, fuck, you're going to keep running around. I'm going to send you back to fucking Salem State. So he took it like I was going to take his knee out. And he went out of his fucking mind. Anyway, we fight. We go to the box, and I'm there. Fuck, I'm going to get your knee. He went absolutely batshit. Took his shirt off. He had no fucking clothes on, fuck. And I was just sitting there. That's when I was playing the piano.
Yeah. That's right.
When he was going nuts.
He had his shirt. He was all fucked up trying to take his shirt off.
Crazy.
He was in one. Hey, Knuckles, real quick, like, I talk a lot. I said, and I was never a heavyweight like yourself, but I talk about how the league's soft now and this and that. But we've had former teammates of mine that have come on that I thought they loved fighting. Brian McGrattan. Guys like that they loved it. And now that they've stepped away from it, they didn't love it. And I was shocked to hear it. Did you love it when you did it, or was it just something like, fuck it, I got to do it?
I loved it. I did. Yeah. And it's funny. People say, how could you love it? I love my job. I love sticking up for my teammates. I've always stuck up for my friends, family back home growing up in the neighborhood. And it came natural to me. And it gave me an opportunity to get to the NHL, and I did love doing it. Listen, I had fucking tight ass before the game like anybody. I had the butterflies, but fuck, I had to do what I had to do, and I, wasn't knowing I was gonna fucking turn away from. I didn't fucking beat everybody up, but fuck, someone was there, I'm fighting them, and I did pretty well for the years I did it. I'm only 6 feet, just under 6 feet, 200 pounds, and a lot of fucking big boys there. And, I loved it. And I look back at it sometimes. I see some of the clip will come on or they'll show something or my grandkids are watching it. And I look at it, I go, how fucking sick is that? Like, sometimes it looks
you crazy
like,
bastard.
What was I thinking? What was I fucking thinking? Like the night in Boston when I went at the bench, I'm like, fucking nuts.
I hated it, if you guys were wondering.
Yeah, Stapes, I know. Yeah, but you can throw both. You're sneaky tough, Stapes. You're sneaky tough.
I know, yeah. You Google Upshaw fights on hockey fights, there might be fucking 3 that come up. I'm like, God, I had to have more than that. No, what the fuck?
When you Google mine, there's 3 goals that come up. So don't feel bad, bro.
Hey, speaking of tilts, you guys put something up on your Twitter the other day. It was like the Omaha, I think it was college or US junior, but a little bit of a bench brawl after a shootout, it looked like, at the end of a fucking thing. Anyway, all these kids just going at it. It looked fucking great. Reminded me, I had one in junior, full bench brawl after a shootout. I'm in Fort Mac. We're playing Drayton Valley Thunder. And the fucking guy goes in and misses and starts chirping our goalie, right? So our goalie kind of skates at him and he smacks our goalie in the side of the face. And it's full melee. I mean, just fucking gloves off. And I'm 16, fucking, get tied up with a 20-year-old guy. He just cuts me up. But anyway, we had a good party after that. But do you remember anything full on bench brawl? Like, I mean, Knucks,
that happened in a shootout?
Right after the shootout was over, the guy fucking, you jump over the boards because that's when it can happen. Everyone jumps over the boards after a shootout win, right?
Yeah.
And fucking one guy spears our goalie, smacks him, and then it's full on. I mean, just gloves and jerseys everywhere. Our barn, you've been in my barn.
Yeah, it's a fucking barn already.
Probably 1,000 people, maybe max.
I've been there.
In Fort Mac?
Yeah.
Fucking rights you have.
You've been up there?
I played an alumni game there with the Habs.
Wow.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Great barn.
Fucking
Unbelievable
cold
fans. But I mean, this was fucking full melee, and you learn quick when you're like in, junior hockey, just how tough you got to be if you want to, want to get somewhere in hockey back then.
Yeah, it's
you
crazy.
ever been in bench ball?
No, I've been in a couple in junior and in the American League. We had one. Stapes, did you play for the Chicago Wolves? You did, right?
Yeah, 1 year.
So where you come off the fucking rink there and there's like, there's rubber and cement. Well, next thing you know,
like soccer, you're right next to each other.
It's before the second round of the playoffs and Kip Brennan's chucking him with Sheldon Brookbank and I'm grabbing a guy. The fucking series hasn't even started yet. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I got to get to the NHL and quick here because this league's fucking crazy.
We had one too, Milwaukee, against those guys.
You know that, right? Like,
and it was cement. Everyone's fucking just falling all over the place. No one can stand up. It's good stuff. Any bench brawls there, Knucks?
Well, yeah, I mean, couple in the American League. You know, I didn't have a contract when I came there. I had a 5-game tryout for 1979 for $200 a game, and my first game was in Maine against the Flyers farm team, the Mariners, and I fought Glenn Cochran. I don't know if you know him.
I do. He lived in Kelowna.
I'm looking
Yeah,
him up.
big fucking boy.
Big boy, yeah, big boy.
Yeah, and I cut him. It was the first time. Like, I grew up watching the Bruins. I love the fight and I love all this shit. But I fought in the street growing up, never on the ice. And anyway, fuck, we end up going and I cut him pretty bad under the eye. And next thing, get up the next day and fuck, they call me and said, "Hey, you have an agent." I didn't have a fucking agent. I was drafted in the 17th round, right? Fucking no agent. And then I ended up signing a contract that next day. Fucking crazy. One fight. And then once I fought him, everybody in the league was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And everybody wanted to fucking fight me. And that's what I did. I fucking 49 games. I had 304 minutes in penalty. Fucking crazy. I was fighting every night. My father's there. "What the fuck are you doing?" I thought he was, going there to play fucking hockey. I mean, he'd come to games. He'd come to Providence. He'd come to Maine, fucking, and I'd be out of the game in the first period. He's like, "What the fuck?" Crazy. But that, I didn't know what it was. Honestly, I didn't go in that with that intent. Let's say to be a fighter. It just so happened that those were the circumstances, and I fell right into it.
Yeah, Knuckles, I the lockout year, the second year pro, I think I had 21 in the American League, and like it felt like I was fighting every other day, and I wasn't fighting the heavies, thank God. But we didn't have a heavy at one point, so me and Sheldon Brookbank had to fight him a little bit. But my point being, I never loved fighting. I did it because it allowed me to stay in the American League to improve my skills. And I knew there were certain guys on our teams that wouldn't do it. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do it to have an edge up on this motherfucker, because back then it was part of the game. If you fought, it was a feather in your cap.
Oh, yeah. Fucking right it was.
Yeah.
You had to. If you ever, I don't know, like with me, I was fortunate I was with Montreal because they didn't want me to just be a fighter. They wanted me to be a player, and they fucking worked with me. I'm telling you, I have more help here on the skills part of the game, and I ain't fucking a whiz with the puck, but fuck, I had 21 goals. I had 19 goals.
Yeah, you did. I was waiting for you to tell me.
I know, fuck off, Tim. Fuck you. Just because you showered with the Leafs once. Yeah, so it but they helped me. They helped me get there. I had some great coaches here that really, and teammates that helped me. I played with 2 Hall of Fame guys, and Carbonneau and Gainey, and like those guys fucking carried me along until I could fucking figure it out. It was pretty fucking cool to be part of it.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah. Stapes, I remember you from Portland, right? You just came out of college. You came up for what'd you come up for, the playoff run? Or
like 10 games. It was like the worst decision of my life. I should have stayed in college. I was like legit scared when I came in. Our team was nuts.
Hey, Knuckles, you would have liked this team in Portland, Maine, buddy. We had Gillies, Konopka, myself, Nathan Saunders.
He told me.
Fuck, we had Mohawks.
Yeah, it was like UFC fighters on skates. I just came from a league where you don't fight to like just complete criminals.
So you played some regular season games. I know that. Did you end up playing?
Yeah, the team was sick though. They were good. We were good though.
Yeah, we were.
Was, all joking aside, it was. I came in and I stayed for the 2 rounds of the playoffs. I left in the conference final. I went back to school.
That's right.
You guys lost in 7, right?
And you guys lost game 7. You even had like those guys come down, right?
Yeah, Getsy and Perry and Penner came. Getsy forgot to get off the plane though, because his heartbeat wasn't exactly.
His heart was back in Regina already.
I know you don't need this, buddy, but fuck, we need her, bud. So let's try to. He actually turned one over on the power play, a little backhand sauce, and I'm chasing this guy back in Hershey, and I go to get him, and the fucking skate comes up and cuts me for like, fuck, I don't know what it was, boys, 90. So not only did we lose in double overtime, I'm in Hershey. All the boys are getting fucking pinned. I'm on the stitch table getting 98 stitches. Because old Getzlav went to the backhand one too many times.
Had you won that one, you would have played us in the finals.
Yeah,
too.
we would have played you guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ah, fuck, eh?
Hey, Stapes, did we go to that pizza place in Portland with you went there a couple times, right? That bar we would go to with Konopka and in Portland?
Yeah, at like noon on Tuesday, we'd go fucking. He'd like just buckled by 2 in the
Standard
afternoon. We
AHL.
always play that game. It was like birds in the bush or some shit.
Oh yeah, where you had to guess how many they had or whatever.
Yeah, you like lost, you drank, you took like a shot of gin or something. It was like it was nuts.
That was all Konopka.
Yeah,
was
it was fun though. Fun times.
Hey, Stapes, I see you played in, I never do this. You played in Finland, bro. I went over there halfway through the year, fat and out of shape. And these guys over there, like that league is, well, we see it now with Finland, right? They're winning world championships and world juniors. But how good is that hockey over there? Were you surprised when you went over there? Because I was.
Yeah, no, I at the time it was very North American. I don't know what it's like. When did you go? What year were you in Finland?
I went over there right when you were playing in you were in Lugano, where I wish I would have been.
Oh, yeah.
2015, that's a nice place, Lugano.
I lived in Lugano. Yeah, it is a sick place.
Yeah, you were at, yeah, that's right.
I lived at that
We
villa.
could do a whole episode on that league.
Oh yeah,
huh?
baby.
Fuck.
That Ticino, man. If I could just go back as a single.
Oh, yeah, no, it's Finland at the time. So Billy Zito, who's the GM of Florida, was my agent.
Okay.
And he was big on like finding guys who like were going to get overlooked. And, you know, he had Rafalski and Tim Thomas, all these guys that were played over in Finland in that league. And that's kind of the route I took. He sent me over there. And it just so happened to be when like Niemi, Tuukka Rask, all these hotbed goalies, you know, were coming into the league, but they're getting scouted, and that's how I got seen. But yeah, it's a great league. I love Finns. I think the Finns, just as people and players, I think they're awesome. I think they're yeah, it's a great. All the leagues were different. They were different. Like, you know, Russia, Germany. I mean, they're all different leagues. They're all tough, I thought. But yeah, Finland's a good league for sure.
Hey, those Finns, they love the sauna, huh? They fucking love the sauna, don't they?
Oh,
Yeah,
the first day I was there, like they were like, hey, you know, I was the only American, and they were like at the time, and you know, obviously everyone knew English, but no one was really speaking English. So,
no, they don't. Fuck no.
The first day, like the first week, like, we come to our team party, like sauna party. I'm like, fuck, I'm coming. You know, like I thought like it was gonna be like cheerleader, whatever.
Yeah,
right?
buddy, I got the same
It
fucking
was
story.
16 teammates just taking a sauna. I'm like, guys, we just showered together. Like, we don't need to. But they love the sauna. They did it every night before they went out, and they love it for sure.
That must have been a hell of a conversation. They were all fucking dead from the ass up, the Finns.
I don't know,
Right?
but it seemed like they all had ropes on them too. Every time I was in the sauna, I'm like, easy boys, Christ here, what's going on? But Steve, same thing, bro. I go over there and I'm telling you boys, I'm out of shape. Like I get the phone call. I'm up in West Hollywood at my girlfriend's house after a bender in Aspen. And my agent's like, you want to go to Finland? I'm like, I don't know. Let me get back to you here. So I go over there. I don't drink for a month. And they're like, team party, team party. I'm like, all right, team party.
Yeah.
Same thing, Stapes. I get to the sauna, 16 dudes. I'm like, fuck this. I'm going into Helsinki.
I'm going to Helsinki.
Yeah,
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Helsinki's a sneaky good town. I was in Hemelina, Stapes, so I would take the train in every Saturday or Sunday.
HBK.
Yeah,
HBK. That's where you were?
That's right.
Yeah, no, it's a quick, like what, an hour train?
Hour train. I was in there every weekend. Thank God, I would have lost my mind. It was the loneliest I ever was. And we didn't have any North Americans. The Finns are great guys or whatever, but I was in a little Finnish town with nothing to do. It's dark. It was hard.
Oh yeah, you got chicken wings though. They got like good wings or something in HBK.
I don't know. I wasn't allowed to eat there. I was so fat. I was so fat. Hey, Stapes, I come in. Knuckles, you'll love this too, right? Our D coach is this old Finnish fucking defenseman that played in the Finnish league forever, and kind of like our boy Berard got hit with a high stick, so had one eye. So he's a shaved head Finnish guy with one eye, and he looks at my fat ass coming in there, and you can just tell that he's like, I can't wait to get my hands on this guy. I'm running stairs, riding bikes, running around the rink. I'm like, this isn't worth it, boys. This isn't worth it.
This isn't covering anything.
Oh, I'm like, get me back to Southern California.
Oh, fuck. So, speaking of the game and how fun fucking Finland is, the new NHL, fast, skilled,
Soft.
Timmy, you think you could play in this
Stapes,
league nowadays?
You would light it up now.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know. It's definitely different. It's I watch games. I count the amount of times I would fucking get sent down for some of these turnovers.
Yeah,
There's like some blatant turnovers for like breakaways. I'm like, that would be sent. But no, it's definitely a game that probably would suit me more. You know, I don't know. All of it, you know, they're so skilled now though.
Yeah,
it's true.
Like the whole fucking thing. It's like the guys that on Instagram that shoots a piece of bread in like a toaster. They're like, put them on the power play. You know what I mean? It's just crazy, the skill. But I think, yeah, for sure, it probably suits more my style. I don't know if I'd tear it up or anything, but I like watching it. I think it's fun to watch.
Yeah, I
you
know it's high skilled and so many guys have a leash that's fucking so long. Where before it would be like one or two guys on your team, like the fucking Peter Forsbergs or Paul Karias, they could do whatever they wanted, but everyone else behind them fucking play the right way, right? We're gonna play a 3-2 fucking hockey.
It's crazy you say that, Stapes. I watched defensemen make plays. I'm like, if I was me in Tampa my second year, Torts, I wouldn't have fucking played another shift. Maybe not. I would have been a scratch for the rest of the week, and they just turn it over. Next shift, they're right back out there. I'm just like, but I don't think they care so much about defensive breakdowns anymore. It's just all about going this way. So I guess it's got to be
I agree. I think it's just the way the game is,
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's try to sauce one, cross ice.
Yeah. And for me, Knuckles, I want to ask you on the physicality side. Like, for me, the fighting, whatever, right? Like, but what about, like, I miss the good old fashioned body. Like, even this guy, like, guys that would get on the forecheck and finish your checks and go to the net and scrums in front. Like, Knuckles, there's not a whole lot of that anymore. And I got to be honest with you. It pisses me off when I watch these games. I'm like, these guys, you can just go to the front net and do whatever you want. No one gets no one's get hit on the forecheck. It's, I don't know.
Yeah, you get a few guys here and there. You got to, I don't know. When I look at the game and I think back on when we played, you could not fucking take the puck on the wall in your own end of the rink and pass it to a defenseman in front of the net. You'd be fucking in Shabugamu fucking in 2 minutes. You'd be gone. Like, some of the shit they do, it's incredible. And it works. It works. And there are turnovers now and again, but they're so used to it. And the forecheck, yeah, the odd time guys get in, you see a bump here and there. And believe me, I've been here in Montreal the last 10 fucking years. They've had a small team. They got Yoel Amir, and we thought we had fucking, Cam Neely. Not fucking close. And it's like now I don't know. They got a kid here now. This kid Abba Jack guy.
Yeah.
Okay. This fucking kid. I had dinner with him last night. He has fucking hands on him. I don't know. Did you see him hold the 3 water bottles in his hand? He can hold 3 fucking water bottles in his hand. And he fought Cassian the other night and absolutely fucking destroyed him.
Yeah.
I had dinner with him last night and we talked, and I was talking about doing this after the fight, I said, do you think you would have done that if you got your ass kicked? And he said, no. I said, well, think about it. I said, one day, we had a good talk. I really like the kid. He is fucking, they said everybody in junior hockey last year was scared to death of this fucking kid.
Yeah.
They were scared of him at Costco where he was working. But it's great to have a guy like that, especially when you get so many. The Habs had so many small guys the past few years, and they got little Caulfield. He's going to need protection.
Yeah.
And Suzuki. And then the new kid there, Slavkovsky, is already hurt from a hit, I think, upper body injury. But this kid's a real deal. As far as the game today, I like what Bobby Orr said. Orr said they should put the red line back in for the health of the players.
Oh.
And I'd love to see the players actually pass their way up the ice out of trouble, And he, obviously, Bobby Orr, when he talks, people listen. But yeah, I like that idea, but the league will never do it. They don't care about the health of the players. They're full of shit. And they want speed, more speed.
Knuckles, my dad, Pat O'Brien, is going to fucking love you even more. He's been saying that for 10 fucking years to put the red line back in. And you couldn't be more right.
And your uncle. How about your uncle?
My Uncle Denny.
I watched your uncle when he played for the fucking Bruins. You kidding me?
Yeah, Uncle Denny. Yeah, Uncle Denny.
Dennis.
Yeah.
Sean Shanahan, I'm thinking. Yeah, Dennis O'Brien. I remember. Fucking right.
But Knuckles, I'm with you. And we talk about the speed and the skill. You're right. But watch, boys, this week. When you watch the passing in the NHL now, Stapes, it's fucking brutal. Unless they're on a power play or it's the top guys, McDavid. Watch the rest of the guys. Like, I watch some nights and my fucking neck gets sore. It's like a tennis match. They're just throwing the fucking thing back and forth. And yeah, it's fast. But Knuckles, I think you're onto something. If you put the red line back in, it slows guys down and it brings the pass back in the league. So you're right. Ups will never do it. But
yeah, they won't.
I mean, we started with the red line.
Fucking right, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and you could step up as a D-man and get the
No visors, no red light.
The red line.
They're so worried about, like, teams still trap, but they're so worried about the offensive zone trap. And when you get in there and really clog everything up, and they're so worried it's going to dumb the game down. So many people complained about Jacques Lemaire and what he did with the Devils, and fucking, the guy's a brilliant fucking hockey guy, by the way, Lemaire. But yeah, they don't want that. The league is so fucking scared of that. They want speed and more speed.
Yeah, and the thing about speed on TV, like, you know, ESPN and TNT is doing a great job. We can probably, especially the boys at TNT, they're absolutely killing it. ESPN, whatever. But you watch it on TV and you ask people that don't know hockey, they can't see the fucking puck. It's so fast on TV that it's like, they're like, so maybe
it's like watching like rugby or something. I'm like, this is great, but I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Exactly. So if it's slowed, if you put the red line in and it slowed her down a bit, it may be better on TV. I don't know. It's just, it's so fast that some nights I'm like, is it 2 glasses of wine or what the fuck is going on out there? Like, it's so fast.
2 glasses of wine, yeah.
maybe two bottles, Stapes, but
more like it.
Knuckles,
Who's never had 2 glasses?
Yeah.
Lying.
I know. A lot of your girlfriend, not your teammates, eh? Hey, Knuckles, how about 86 when you guys won a run? That must have been to win it in Montreal, buddy. Take us back there real quick.
Yeah, it was awesome. You know, we got going. We went to the conference final year before. We went up against the Islanders. We won the first 2 fucking games in the Island, and we're like, man, we're on our way, right? And fuck, they came, spanked us in Montreal, and then 2 more down there. We lost 4-2. But I remember Rick Green and I were coming back, and we get off the plane, and we're coming to the airport. There's fucking more people at the airport. We're like, what the hell? We went to conference final. You know, this ain't the fucking Stanley Cup. We couldn't believe all the fans there. And then we end up, and I remember Rick said to me, can you imagine we ever won this thing here? And sure enough, awesome that year. A lot of fun. Just to, you know, everybody says we wouldn't have won it if Edmonton didn't get bounced out thanks to Steve Smith scoring on Grant Fuhr. But fact of the matter is they didn't fucking beat Calgary. Sorry.
Yeah. As Graves would say, if your aunt had nuts, she'd be your uncle.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck. And, you know, end up winning. I mean, we beat Calgary pretty good. Fuck. We beat Boston 3 straight. It was best of 5 the first round. Then Hartford gave us a huge scare. Game 7. That's when Lemieux scored in overtime. And then we spanked the Rangers 4-1. That was easy. And then, honestly, we thought we were in for a real fucking tilt with Calgary. But we ended up beating them 4-1. Yeah, it was fucking crazy. The parade was, this town is fucking sick when you win.
Man.
Yeah.
It is fucking sick.
It's good to go on the road in there too, I'll tell you. Knuckles.
the
Hey,
best,
buddy.
right?
Win or lose, if you're staying in Montreal after the game, you just grab a hot dog in the dressing room and say, all right, boys, I'll see you. Bonanotte, and I'm not going there to eat, I'll tell you that.
It was unbelievable. Yeah, and, you know, it's funny, living in this city now, you know, you go around, people see you and you talk, sign autographs, whatever. People say, hey, how many cups you got? You know, because everybody got like fucking 5 or 7 or 6. And hey, how many cups you got? I go, 1. And they go, only 1? And I'm like, fuck you, only 1. If you only fucking knew what it took to get that one. When you know what it's like, NHL season is fucking brutal. I don't care what anybody says. It's brutal on the body. And then just to get, you know, to the final and then win it, it's a lot. People don't realize.
How about just to win 1 playoff round in the Stanley Cup playoffs? Like,
Hello?
It's fucking hard to get past the first round even. Like I was never on like really decent teams, but to get past the first round, like you went to the conference finals a couple times.
Twice. It's a grind.
It's a grind.
It's a grind. And then after every win, you feel like, fuck, okay, well, we got to get back and fucking do this again. It gets harder and harder. But then it's more fun and fun as you go.
Watching the playoffs, because I have 0 playoff games. So even watching, you know, like a grind. Yeah.
No, it's true. Like, no, Stapes, you're so true, bro. Like when I first retired, I didn't really watch hockey for the first year. No, but I started watching hockey again when I got back into working this stuff and then
like,
even the regular season, you're like, fuck, those guys play again.
Yeah.
They just played on Tuesday. Like there's so much.
I get tired watching.
Exactly. I'm with you. I'm like, how did we do it? I think we were just chasing it so much that we didn't know what day it was. We didn't know what day it was.
It's called in the moment. But Boys, you just had Don Cherry on. You unleashed that, I think, last week. How was that episode? And then you guys got a few in the can. Any great episodes coming up that you want to share with our listeners?
Yeah, Grapes was awesome. You know, he's getting older there. You know, he's not as quick to answer. He needs a little time. We're really patient with him, and he was just really fun to have him on. I love Don Cherry. I remember going on the Grapevine years ago. That year, guys, I got hurt the last game. I tore ligaments in my ankle, and I went in the warm up, and they wouldn't let me play because I couldn't skate well. And I went on between periods with him, and I was half in the wrapper. I was in the fucking box getting shit faced, and he had me on between periods, and we got talking and everything, and he leaned over and kissed me. He said, "I love you," and kissed me on air. And every time I've seen him since, he was always just a big backer of mine. Knew I was from Boston, and he's a great guy, Don. It's kind of tough to watch him get old, but he was fun, right, Tim?
Yeah, no, obviously for me, it was just awesome. I don't know. It was kind of just being able to interview, you know, a guy that's just a legend in the game, right? So, but as far as episodes coming up, it's weird because I don't know if you guys experienced it, but like we interviewed someone and it was awesome. But then, you know, when you release it, it's like, I don't know. I mean, what's considered good? But like what we think or what people think. But we do have a couple. We did Mike Keenan.
Sweet.
Nice.
Iron Mike.
Yeah. And then I don't know who else. We just did Pavelski. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know, Knucks, what do you got?
Yeah, Keenan was fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Pavelski was good. We did him the other day. He went out the next night and scored fucking 3 here in Montreal. Could have had 5.
Yeah. You want to know why he scores? Because he goes to the fucking net and stands there. He knows how to fucking tip pucks. Like, go to the fucking net like him. I love his game.
He doesn't fucking tiptoe through the tulips
exactly
like some people. And Keenan was good because Tim played for him, right? And I remember
I was like facing my bully. I was like facing my bully, you know, like fucking all these years. No, he was good. Like, he was nuts in Russia, but yeah, he was. You know, he was good. I liked interviewing him, right, Knucks? I thought he was.
Is he coach?
Yeah, listen, I had met him. We were on that brawl with Philly. Remember, I fought Dave Brown when he had no shirt on, right?
Jesus.
The brawl to end all brawls. Anyway, Keenan, that was the last time you could dress like he dressed 4 extra fucking guys, that cocksucker. and we were outnumbered big time, right? Good on him though. But that's the last time they cut the warm up down after that. Anyway, I had met him. I was near the end of my career. I was in Boston, and things weren't going well. And I met him in Chicago, and I took a ride with him after practice. I said, "Hey, get me the fuck out of there, will you? I want to get out of Boston. You know, I think they're giving me payback for all the years of misery I gave him." And he said, "All right, I'll keep it in mind." We had a good talk. Anyway, I never heard from him. I never went to Chicago. And we had him on. And I said, "Hey, Mike, remember we talked that time?" "Oh, yeah. And I said, you know, I talked to all these people, and they say, Mike Keenan is just the biggest fucking prick in the world. He's a prick to play for." And he goes, "Really?" He said, "Well, it's part true, but I'm a nice prick," he said. He goes, "I'm a nice."
Oh, yeah. It was funny.
It was like Tim was a little worried because he was.
Well, he acted like he didn't, you know, like I don't know. I mean, I thought he was gonna pull like he didn't remember coaching me or something.
Yeah, did you play for me?
Like, Mike, are we still doing this?
He couldn't forget all those turnovers in the neutral zone. Stapes,
Yeah,
he remembers you. Fuck, how many times I bet you, kid?
Yeah. No, he was good. He was good, and I'm looking forward to hearing how it goes.
Yeah,
sure.
great.
No, Stapes, I think you're a little hard on yourself, buddy. You're an all-time beauty. Knuckles, your stuff's great, boys. Thanks for coming on here. Let's do it again. Let's keep in touch. Raw Knuckles podcast to our listeners. Check it out. But Stapes, you're a beauty. Knuckles, you're a legend, man. We appreciate you guys taking the time to do this.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it. Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Right on. Thanks, boys.
Up, dog. Thanks to those beauties. Knuckles Nilan. I mean, we got to meet him after our game in Florida, after we won in the shootout, like I said in the pod. where Dale was like,
That's
still-
hilarious. You remembered that.
This is, well, I will
All I remember is blow
never,
drying my hair to get
I
the
will
fuck out of
never
it.
forget that fucking, it was one of the best encounters everywhere. So to our listeners, we win a shootout game in Montreal where we come back. Thank God, because we didn't know this at the time, but Dale had tabs on me and Uppy the 2 nights before
He
Montreal.
had fucking ghosts on me.
He had us fucking hand of the cookie jar. So thank God we won. And Dale would go around, as you know more than me, because you played for him a long time. And that's actually a classic move. I like it when GMs would do this. Jay Feaster did it, some other GMs. They'd come around the room after shake your hand. So he's going around the room shaking his hand, and he comes up to me and he shakes
Wasn't so much of a handshake.
shakes my hand. He goes, "You and your fucking buddy better get some sleep tonight." And I'm like, holy shit, oh no.
But you first, you just probably were like, well, fuck, we're in Montreal. Like, I'm not going to bed tonight.
No,
It's
but-
Saturday. We just won.
Well, thank God we won. And I'm like, I see Mitchie Babe, and then I see Boley. I'm like, anyone see the up dog? Where's the up dog? And I'm like kind of panicking here, right? And there's the up dog boys in the fucking just got out of the shower. He's got the fucking hair blower going, and I'm like, Dale just said we can't go out. Like, fuck that. So then I walked out, and Knuckles Nilan was there while I was waiting for you to put the finishing touches on the hair, and I had a good chat with him. Obviously been through a lot on the ice, off the ice.
Yeah.
Great interview, man. He had me laughing.
That's good.
The brawl that ends all brawls.
The brawl and Dave Brown. Fuck, that guy's got a set of meat cleavers on his hands.
Yeah, so thanks to those guys. Check out their podcast.
Raw Knuckles.
Raw Knuckles, Beauties, Uppy. So once again, yeah, thanks to those boys.